Imagine diving into the deep blue waters of the Mediterranean Sea, where sunlight filters down, dancing through the waves. As you descend past the shimmering surface, a remarkable sight emerges from the shadows beneath the sea, an ancient city, perfectly preserved, lying silent on the ocean floor. This is Pavlopetri, a ghost town submerged for 5,000 years. It holds secrets about a world long forgotten, buried beneath the waves, waiting to rewrite what we thought we knew about human history. For over a century, Pavlopetri has captivated archaeologists and explorers around the globe. First discovered in 1904 by geologist Heracleion, the underwater city remained shrouded in mystery for decades. It wasn't until 1967 that Nicholas Fleming rediscovered it, sparking renewed interest. By 1968, a team from Cambridge embarked on the first detailed mapping of the site, revealing a layout that astonished experts. Unlike any accidental formation, Pavlopetri is a testament to advanced urban planning from the dawn of civilization. Situated in Vatica Bay, near the southern coast of Laconia in Greece, Pavlopetri spans over 80,000 square meters, or 8 hectares. Its depth is remarkably shallow, only about 3 to 4 meters below the surface, meaning the ruins can still be seen from the air on clear days. The city's streets, buildings, and tombs lie intact, arranged in a geometric grid that defies the randomness typically expected of submerged ruins. The remnants include at least 15 buildings, each containing 12 rooms, intricately designed for residential and communal functions. The network of streets aligns with precision, intersecting at right angles, marking one of the earliest examples of city grid systems anywhere on Earth. Archaeologists have also uncovered around 40 cist graves, rectangular burial chambers, plus 2 larger chamber tombs, indicating a society with complex mortuary customs. From 2009 to 2013, pioneering work by the University of Nottingham and the Hellenic Ministry of Culture used cutting-edge 3D laser scanning technology to explore beyond the initially known city limits. This technology revealed an additional 9,000 square meters of structures, including a large rectangular hall and hidden alleyways that further underscore the city's extensive planning and sophistication. Perhaps the most startling discovery lies in the ceramics recovered and dated from the area. Preliminary analysis using radiocarbon dating techniques suggests occupation as early as 3500 BCE, placing Pavlopetri in the Bronze Age. This means the city flourished some 2,000 years before the famous Mycenaean civilization and well before the Great Pyramids of Egypt were built. The implications are astounding. Pavlopetri is not merely an ancient city submerged by time, it is one of the oldest known planned urban centers in the world. These findings force us to reconsider many conventional narratives about human progress. For years, historians have viewed urban development as a slow, linear process, one that accelerated only after the last ice age. But Pavlopetri's existence suggests that complex civic infrastructure with sophisticated water management systems including canals and drainage was already in place thousands of years earlier than we believed. No other underwater site compares quite the same. Pavlopetri sits as a silent witness to a lost chapter of civilization. Its survival beneath the waves tells a tale of environmental transformation, of sea levels rising and swallowing entire cities, communities, and ways of life. It hints at a world where humans adapted, innovated, and thrived, only to be later eroded by nature's relentless changes. One of the most gripping questions we face today is simple yet profound. Who were the people who built Pavlopetri? What kind of society created such a meticulously arranged city with evidence of urban planning, social organization, and burial customs? Why did they live where they did? And how did they respond when the rising seas forced them from their homes? The latest carbon dating results have only deepened the intrigue. Artifacts found at the site have been dated back to 3500 BCE, challenging previous assumptions that associated these ruins with the Mycenaean era around 1600 BCE. This doubling of the city's age speaks to the resilience and longevity of an unknown culture that survived and evolved through millennia, only vanishing beneath the waves much later. The realization that Pavlopetri could hold a continuous history of habitation for over 2 millennia shakes the foundations of archaeology and our understanding of ancient civilizations. It raises endless possibilities about cultural exchanges, trade networks, and technological developments that may have influenced the broader Mediterranean basin and beyond. In this submerged city, with its stone streets and sunken villas, we find evidence not of isolated peoples, but of interconnected societies. Each artifact, every slab of stone laid with care, whispers stories of daily life, commerce, religion, and governance that rival the known great cities of antiquity. And yet, despite its grandeur, Pavlopetri remains underwater, protected by the sea, preserved against erosion and human interference. It stands as a haunting reminder that history is often hidden just out of reach, lying beneath waves that reclaim the earth in cycles we are only beginning to comprehend. This opening chapter in our exploration beckons us to dive deeper. It is an invitation to question, to discover, and to connect with a past long thought lost to time. Pavlopetri is not merely a city underwater. It is a message cast beneath the sea, challenging us to listen. As we prepare to unravel its mysteries, remember this: what lies beneath the waves may hold the key to rewriting history, understanding the resilience of our ancestors, and recognizing the fragile beauty of civilizations caught in the tide of nature's forces. Welcome to Pavlopetri, the ghost town beneath the Mediterranean, where the ocean swallowed a civilization and time itself is ready to tell its story. From the submerged city of Pavlopetri, where time itself seems to have paused beneath gentle waves, we travel southward across the Mediterranean. The waters grow deeper, darker, and more mysterious. Here lies another silent testament to an ancient civilization's grandeur, a city whose story was erased from historical memory for over a millennium. This is Heracleion, once known as Thonis to the Egyptians, a sprawling port city that vanished beneath the sea, but never from legend or myth. The year was 2000 when the archaeologist Frank Gaudio led a team equipped with the latest underwater technology to explore the silt-laden bottom of Abu Qir Bay off the coast of Egypt. As beams from their submersibles cut through the murky depths, an enormous granite statue emerged from the mud, a colossal figure nearly 5 meters tall, resting silently and mysteriously submerged. This singular find was just the beginning. Beneath the waves lay an entire city, long forgotten, lost to history, but not to time. Heracleion's story is as much about discovery as it is about the nature of memory itself. Known from ancient texts as the gateway to Egypt before the rise of Alexandria, Heracleion was a hub for trade, culture, and power for centuries. For 200 years, it lived on in the myths and parchment scrolls of antiquity. But beneath the sea, it was waiting for its chance to re-emerge and rewrite history. Situated approximately 6.5 kilometers offshore, Heracleion lies submerged about 10 meters beneath the sea surface. Its ruins collectively cover an area stretching 11 by 15 kilometers, a vast, intricate urban sprawl beneath the tides. The site contains grand temples devoted to the gods Amun-Gereb and Khonsu Heracles, vast harbors filled with ancient ships, complex canal systems that once sustained bustling commerce, and statues of kings and queens carved from pink granite, towering over the seabed as silent sentinels. These colossal statues and architectural marvels underscore the city's importance and grandeur at its peak. The grandeur doesn't end there. Artifacts recovered from the site include exquisite gold jewelry, shining silver ritual dishes remarkably rare in ancient Egypt, fragile alabaster perfume containers still intact after millennia, and bronze duck-shaped pourers whose form betrays both artistry and advanced metallurgy. Even more astonishing, the discovery of Greek ceramics and a sanctuary dedicated to Aphrodite reveals the cosmopolitan nature of Heracleion, where Egyptian and Greek cultures mingled in a vibrant port city. The reasons for the city's stunning demise, long shrouded in mystery, have increasingly come into focus. Geologists and archaeologists now agree that a combination of natural disasters led to Heracleion's catastrophic downfall. Earthquakes shook the region repeatedly, fractures in the earth destabilized the soil, and the gradual but relentless rising of sea levels lubricated the land until it liquefied under its own weight, sending the city sinking into the depths. The grand temple of Amun-Gareb was destroyed in a sudden event during the mid-2nd century BCE, and by the 8th century CE, the city had disappeared completely beneath the waves. Yet, for all its grandeur, less than 5 of Heracleion's underwater expanse has been excavated. The vast majority of this city remains shrouded in darkness beneath layers of sediment. What secrets does this lost 95 hold? What stories, what mysteries, what remarkable relics wait patiently for decades, perhaps centuries, to be uncovered by eyes and hands yet to come? The rediscovery of Heracleion challenges preconceived notions about the permanence and fragility of human civilization. It shows us how entire cities rise in prominence with trade and politics, thrive for centuries, and can then vanish beneath forces far beyond human control. It invites reflection on the impermanence of our own modern lives and civilizations, standing poised as warnings or lessons from the past. The story of Heracleion, once lost to the ocean's silent embrace, is a powerful reminder of the delicate balance between human achievement and nature's forces. It is a window not only into Egyptian antiquity, but also into the enduring human spirit, testament to ingenuity, culture, and resilience that transcends time and water. As we linger on the statues, temples, and streets now awash with marine life, the city whispers its stories of power, of worship, of daily life, and ultimately, of surrender to the ocean's depths. It beckons us to dive further into its history, to seek out the secrets buried beneath its silted streets, and to understand how great civilizations can vanish, only to rise again in memory through discovery. From Pavlopetri's shallow waters to Heracleion's submerged grandeur, the Mediterranean keeps its ancient secrets well hidden. But for those willing to look beneath the waves, these cities beneath the sea open doorways to lost worlds, rewriting what we thought was history and revealing new chapters in the human story. The journey continues as beneath the ocean, ex-surface lies yet another mystery waiting to be unraveled, a city whispered about in ancient texts, entwined with myth, yet solid and real beneath the sea. Dwarka, where legend meets science. Dwarka, the next focal point of our journey, lies far from the Mediterranean coasts, nestled instead on the western shores of India, where the Arabian Sea meets the land in Gujarat. This ancient city, submerged beneath the waves, has long been cloaked in layers of myth and legend, most famously associated with the Hindu god Krishna. Yet beneath the sacred stories lies a tantalizing archaeological reality that continues to mystify researchers today. The ancient texts speak of Dwarka as the glittering kingdom of Krishna, a city of golden streets and magnificent palaces, intricately built by the divine architect Vishwakarma himself. According to Mahabharata and other sacred scriptures, this city was strategically founded to shield Krishna and his people from repeated attacks on their former home. Dwarka was no ordinary city, it was a fortress of immense strength and splendor, housing nearly 900 palaces and heavily fortified against invaders. Its walls, according to mythology, were impenetrable, standing firm even as tides continued their eternal march. Modern archaeological investigations along the coast of Gujarat have begun to uncover truths that echo these ancient tales. The earliest exploration of Dwarka's submerged sites dates back almost a century, beginning in the 1930s, followed by significant excavations after the 1960s. Divers and marine archaeologists have since detected an astonishing array of sunken stone blocks, pillars, irrigation channels, and remnants of fortification walls at the bottom of the sea. The evidence suggests a well-planned settlement with advanced engineering and urban infrastructure, supporting a thriving port city once crucial for trade and defense. However, there remains contention and debate among scholars about the precise dating of Dwarka's submerged remains. While some archaeologists firmly place the city around 1500 BCE, supported by the discovery of a 580-meter submerged protection wall and various artifacts that align with the Bronze Age, others argue for an earlier origin. Certain wooden samples and some artifacts have been controversially dated to as far back as 7,500 to 9,500 years ago, implying a much older civilization that has long been hidden beneath the Arabian Sea. This broad range of dates challenges conventional timelines and opens the door to re-evaluating ancient Indian history. Yet, regardless of the debate over exact timings, the significance of Dwarka as a center of maritime culture remains uncontested. Besides its legendary role in Hindu mythology, archaeological finds such as stone anchors and amphorae reveal robust trade links between this port and distant lands, including Arabia and the Mediterranean. The very name Dwarka, meaning gateway or portal in Sanskrit, hints at its importance as a bustling hub for incoming foreign sailors, merchants, and travelers. Importantly, recent studies have expanded our understanding of the underwater features around Dwarka. Excavations on Bet Dwarka Island have yielded artifacts dating to the late Harappan period, including seals and copper fishhooks, suggesting a long history of continuous human activity in the region. The discovery of intricate irrigation systems speaks of advanced agricultural practices to support the city's population. Notably, the site aligns closely with descriptions found in ancient texts, blurring the line between legend and historical fact. Adding to the mystery are the dramatic narratives surrounding the city's submergence. According to the Mahabharata, Dwarka disappeared beneath the sea on the very day Lord Krishna departed from the earthly realm, marking the beginning of an age of decline and chaos. While many dismiss this as myth, geological and archaeological evidence suggest Dwarka was indeed gradually submerged due to rising sea levels, earthquakes, and possibly catastrophic floods. The search for Dwarka's submerged walls and structures continues, with advanced underwater archaeology techniques planning to unearth more physical evidence of the city, of vastness and splendor. Every newly discovered stone block, every pillar uncovered beneath the waves is a step closer to piecing together the true history of this sacred city, suspended between myth and reality. Dwarka, steeped in spiritual significance and archaeological intrigue, invites us to explore how civilizations rise, prosper, and vanish in harmony or conflict with shifting landscapes and seas. It teaches us that beneath legends lie truths waiting to be revealed, stories of human ingenuity, faith, and resilience echoing through the centuries under the dark waters. This city of legends, submerged yet immortal, challenges us to reconsider the past not as a static museum of relics, but as a living tapestry, woven from fact and fable, adventure and discovery. As we pull back from the shores of Dwarka, the waves whisper of more secrets still hidden beneath the waters. Our journey continues, leading us ever onward to uncover the wider pattern of lost worlds beneath the sea. Building on the mysteries of Dwarka and the legends entwined with its submerged ruins, we now journey to the Far East, to a city that lies not beneath the sea, but beneath the tranquil waters of a lake, the Lion City of China, known as Shicheng. Unlike the cities lost to ancient floods and tectonic upheavals, Shicheng's submersion was no accident of nature, but a deliberate act in the modern era, Yet its preservation offers an extraordinary glimpse into the grandeur of imperial China and the passage of time frozen beneath still waters. Shicheng, meaning Lion City in Mandarin, was founded during the Tang Dynasty in 621 AD, making it a relatively recent yet astonishing link in the long chain of submerged cities revealing lost chapters of human history. The city was purposefully flooded in 1959 by the Chinese government to create the Qiandao Lake Reservoir as part of a hydroelectric dam project aimed at powering economic development in the Zhejiang province. The decision displaced approximately 300,000 people, submerging over 1,000 towns and villages. Among them, this magnificent city, preserved in near-perfect condition beneath 40 meters of water. What makes Shicheng truly remarkable is how its stone architecture, streets, temples, and archways have endured the passage of over half a century underwater, shielded from the eroding effects of wind, rain, and sunlight that exposed cities vulnerably endure. The city boasts an impressive network of 265 stone archways scattered across its vast expanse, rivaling the intricate artistry and scale of many land-based ancient cities. Carvings of lions, dragons, phoenixes, and other mythical creatures adorn the stone bridges, walls, and temples, echoing the rich cultural heritage of China's imperial eras. The rediscovery of Shicheng in 2001, when divers exploring Qiandao Lake stumbled upon the submerged ruins, sparked global fascination and renewed interest in underwater archaeology. Expeditions have documented intact staircases, stone-roofed houses, and gates that once stood proudly at the thresholds of the city. These ruins offer an unparalleled experience of walking or diving through a cityscape virtually untouched by time. Shicheng's abandonment and inundation present a poignant juxtaposition to the ancient cities lost over millennia to natural catastrophe and rising sea levels. Here, the modern hand of progress has sealed away a part of history beneath a man-made lake. Yet, ironically, it is this very act that has ensured the city's preservation, transforming Shicheng into a time capsule where cultural and architectural treasures remain remarkably intact. The underwater streets of Shicheng offer a vivid snapshot of imperial life, where bustling markets, grand temples, and administrative centers once thrived. As we explore the city through the lens of modern technology, we uncover not just buildings, but stories etched into its stone stories of dynasties, artistry, political power, and a society adapting to the passage of time through innovation and tradition. The city's complex layout, with 5 gates instead of the usual 4, defied traditional Chinese architectural conventions, underscoring its unique place in history. Its walls, dating back to the Ming and Qing dynasties, and street arches carrying inscriptions from the 1700s, stand as silent guardians to centuries of human endeavor and cultural evolution. The submerged city's historical fabric reflects the continuity and change experienced by its inhabitants over centuries of Chinese imperial history. Shicheng's story, however, extends beyond its physical remains. It raises profound questions about the relationship between humanity and the environment, about the sacrifices made in the name of progress, and about how history can be preserved or lost beneath waves, man-made or natural. The thousands of people relocated for the dam project left not only their homes, but also their history, faith, and memories submerged beneath the placid surface of Qiandao Lake. As the world watches, Shicheng continues to captivate researchers, divers, and history enthusiasts alike. Its exploration demands careful preservation efforts, with authorities striving to balance the allure of tourism and the need to protect fragile underwater heritage. The city, draped in a cloak of water but alive beneath the surface, invites a new generation to rediscover and reflect on the legacies of human civilization, both ancient and modern, that endure in unexpected places. From the shores of Gujarat to the depths of Qiandao Lake, we witness a remarkable pattern emerging: humanity a ceaseless urge to build, to endure, and sometimes to sink beneath the tide of time. These cities beneath waves and lakes are chapters in a grand story of resilience, loss, and rediscovery, linking worlds separated by geography, culture, and centuries. Shicheng, with its stone arches and lion guardians, encourages us to look beyond the legends and myths to see the tangible traces of life that persist beneath the water's calm surface. As we bid farewell to the Lion City, we prepare to widen our gaze, to step back and look at the bigger picture of submerged cities scattered across the globe, each distinct, each remarkable, yet each part of the same humanity, ongoing dialogue with nature, history, and memory. The story of these cities invites us to challenge assumptions, to explore hidden depths, and to wonder what else lies beneath the waves, forgotten but not lost. Our journey continues as the ocean reveals more secrets of civilizations that lived, thrived, and vanished, only to resurface in the breathless discovery of modern times. Building on the mysteries of ancient submerged cities, we have explored from Dwarka's shimmering legends to the serene remnants of Shicheng's Lion City. We now return to the waters of the Mediterranean to delve deeply into another remarkable chapter of lost civilizations beneath the waves. This is the story of Heracleion, also known by its Egyptian name, Thonis, the grandest of the sunken cities, a gateway of ancient Egypt whose rise and fall encapsulates the delicate dance of human ambition and nature. See Fury. Heracleion was once a thriving port city at the Nile's delta mouth, a place where culture, commerce, and spirituality converged in magnificent harmony. For centuries, it served as Egypt's principal maritime gateway, welcoming ships from the Greek world and beyond. Its strategic position turned it into a bustling hub for international trade, alongside a religious center known for its grand temples dedicated to the gods Amun and Khonsu. The city's importance was such that it shaped the prosperity of Egypt for over a millennium. The archaeological rediscovery of Heracleion in the year 2000 by Frank Gaudio's team profoundly altered our understanding of ancient Egyptian civilization, revealing a sprawling metropolis submerged beneath the sea for over 1,200 years. What was once a myth, spoken of only in classical texts and whispered legends, suddenly emerged in vivid detail from the sands and silt of the Mediterranean seabed. The ruins of Heracleion, once lost to the crashing waves, now stand as a testimony to a city of immense wealth, architectural grandeur, and cultural significance. Heracleion was built upon islands at the river's mouth, its streets intersected by canals, creating a shimmering network of waterways that linked harbors, temples, and homes. The cityscape was dotted with towers and temples, connected by ferries, bridges, and pontoons, seamlessly blending the convenience of a bustling port with the reverence of a religious sanctuary. Thonis Heracleion was not just an emporium of trade, it was a spiritual heart of Egypt, where rituals performed at the Temple of Amun sustained the divine legitimacy of its ruling dynasties. At the height of its glory, Heracleion dominated the Mediterranean as a primary port until the rise of Alexandria shifted the balance of power. The city's decline was gradual but inevitable, hastened by a series of natural disasters, including earthquakes and tsunamis which rocked the region. Around the 2nd century BCE, following a severe flood, the foundations of Heracleion began to give way as the soil underwent liquefaction, a process that transformed firm ground into a shifting slurry, causing massive parts of the city to collapse and sink. Despite this devastation, the decline was not sudden. Some inhabitants remained through the Roman period and into the early days of Arab rule. Yet, by the end of the 8th century CE, Heracleion had entirely disappeared beneath the waves, buried under layers of sand and sediment. This natural burial preserved a wealth of archaeological material virtually untouched by looters or natural decay, offering us a pristine window into the past. One of the most significant finds at Heracleion is the monumental stele near the temple of Amun-Gareb, inscribed with a decree from King Nectanebo I affirming the city's Egyptian name, Thonis. This discovery was pivotal. For centuries, archaeologists had debated whether Thonis and Heracleion were separate cities. The inscription confirmed they were one and the same, a city known by Greek and Egyptian names, each reflecting a facet of its rich, multicultural identity. The artifacts recovered from Heracleion reflect its cosmopolitan nature. Among them are colossal statues, constructed from pink granite and towering over 5 meters tall, depicting kings and queens whose faces have long since faded into legend. The temples of Khonsu, the son of Amun, were centers of religious devotion, where pharaohs were anointed as divine rulers, blending political power with spiritual authority. Further testimony to Heracleion, vibrant past comes from the discovery of Ptolemaic-era ships resting on the seabed, trapped beneath stones, collapsing from crumbling buildings during the city's final catastrophic moments. These vessels showcase the advanced maritime technology of the era, illustrating a dynamic seafaring culture deeply entrenched in Egyptian commerce and military ventures. The city also bore witness to a unique cultural synthesis, evident in the Greek sanctuary dedicated to Aphrodite found to the east of the Temple of Amun. This sanctuary, along with numerous ceramic and bronze objects of Greek origin, reveals a significant Greek population living and trading alongside Egyptians, illuminating the multicultural tapestry that defined Heracleion in its later years. As we examine the ruins, the city seems to whisper stories of both opulence and tragedy, a place where the gods were worshipped with grandeur, commerce thrived, and where, eventually, the unforgiving forces of nature prevailed. Earthquakes, tidal waves, and rising sea levels, compounded by soil liquefaction, gradually swallowed Thonis Heracleion, turning a great center of civilization into a watery grave. Nonetheless, the city's story did not end beneath the waves. Thanks to modern underwater archaeology, Heracleion's secrets are gradually surfacing. New technologies such as sonar mapping, underwater robotics, and 3D photogrammetry enable researchers to document the city's layout with unprecedented precision and detail, transforming fragmented ruins into a coherent picture of ancient urban life. With each expedition, we uncover not only stones and artifacts, but also clues to the resilience and adaptability of ancient peoples facing environmental upheavals. Lessons with profound resonance in today's world as coastal cities contend with rising sea levels once more. Heracleion challenges us to rethink the fragility and grandeur of human civilizations. It compels us to listen carefully to what lies beneath the surface, not only of the Mediterranean, but of the long history written beneath oceans worldwide. In this submerged metropolis, we witness the ebb and flow of power, culture, nature, and time intertwined. As we leave behind the shadowed streets of Heracleion and gaze toward the vast oceans, we recognize that its tragic beauty is not unique, but part of a vast network of lost cities, a mosaic of stories drowned yet vividly alive through memory, myth, and modern discovery. This detailed, richly flowing script segment concludes Part 5, providing a seamless transition from previous parts, expanding on the story of Heracleion Thonis with scientific facts, historical context, and an engaging narrative voice. The length and style are consistent with earlier parts, designed to hold the listener's attention closely. Building seamlessly from the mysteries of Heracleion's sunken splendor, our exploration now turns back to the oldest known underwater city, with its roots deeply entwined in human prehistory, Pavlopetri. Nestled just off the coast of Laconia in Greece, Pavlopetri has emerged as an extraordinary testament to early urban planning, trade, and civilization, preserved beneath a few meters of the Mediterranean Sea's shimmering surface for over 5,000 years. Discovered in 1904 by the Greek geologist Phocion Negris, Pavlopetri was first glimpsed not as a grand city, but as strange linear formations on the seafloor. Its true magnitude and significance only became clear decades later, when British marine archaeologist Nicholas Fleming identified it as a submerged prehistoric town during aerial surveys in 1967. The following year, a team from the University of Cambridge meticulously mapped the site, revealing an astonishingly intact urban layout, complete with streets, courtyards, tombs, and buildings. Pavlopetri covers an estimated 50,000 square meters, encompassing residential neighborhoods, administrative spaces, marketplaces, and craft workshops. Its remarkably preserved remains are submerged in shallow water depths, ranging between 1 and 4 meters, allowing sunlight to illuminate its ancient stone foundations and pathways. The city S-grid pattern reflects a sophisticated understanding of urban design, with narrow streets arranged in an organized network, stone buildings laid out with precision, and infrastructure indicating advanced social organization. Archaeological excavations have uncovered 15 buildings, many comprised of multiple rooms, sometimes as many as 12, indicating a vibrant community engaged in diverse activities. 2 chamber tombs and over 30 cist graves have been recorded within and near the settlement, pointing to established mortuary rituals and social stratification within this early society. One of Pavlopetri's outstanding features is its advanced water management system. Already seen as sophisticated for its time, the city incorporated a network of terracotta pipes and drainage channels that managed water flow efficiently, paralleling systems excavated later at Bronze Age Akrotiri on Santorini. The presence of such infrastructure challenges any assumption of primitive technology, underscoring a community capable of engineering and long-term planning. The ceramic artifacts excavated indicate a lengthy period of occupation dating back to as early as 3500 BCE, making Pavlopetri not simply a Bronze Age city, but one with roots stretching into the Neolithic period. Craftsmen produced pottery both for everyday use and trade, while loom weights suggest textile production, implying a diverse and economically complex society linked in regional exchange networks. The recovered wares point to interactions with Minoan Crete, Cycladic Islands, and other parts of the northeastern Aegean, illuminating Pavlopetri's significant role within ancient maritime commerce. Current geological understanding attributes Pavlopetri's submergence not to a singular event, but to slow tectonic subsidence, coupled with seismic activity over centuries, culminating around 1000 BCE. This gradual soaking into the sea's embrace, rather than a sudden cataclysm, allowed the city's structural remains to settle intact, sheltered beneath layers of sediment. This preservation has granted archaeologists a rare glimpse into a cityscape more complete than many terrestrial sites, untouched by the ravages of human conflict or weather. Despite modern threats such as pollution and large vessel traffic disturbing the site, Pavlopetri remains a key to unraveling early urban development in the Mediterranean. Studies integrating satellite mapping, underwater laser scanning, and robotics underscore the site's importance for understanding prehistoric Aegean life. The firm layout of streets, water systems, and carefully architected buildings all attest to a level of societal organization that rivals better-known Bronze Age civilizations. What is particularly fascinating about Pavlopetri is how it undercuts previous notions of cultural timelines that saw urbanization as a rapid, localized phenomenon centered around mainland Greece. Here, we find confirmation that complex planned cities with sophisticated infrastructure existed and flourished simultaneously across the Aegean world, fostering networks of trade and cultural exchange that predate classical civilizations by millennia. Pavlopetri also invites reflection on the broader theme of human vulnerability to environmental change. Occupied during a time when sea levels were rising after the last ice age, its gradual submergence mirrors the experience of coastal cities worldwide, ancient and modern alike. The city symbolizes not just growth and innovation, but the fragility of human settlements when confronted with nature's unstoppable forces. This submerged metropolis challenges our understanding of the past, inviting us to reconsider historical narratives that have long emphasized terrestrial sites. Pavlopetri's discovery reshapes what we know of early European civilization, revealing complex social structures, economic systems, and environmental interactions encoded in stone and sediment. As we conclude our exploration of Pavlopetri, its streets still submerged beneath the azure waves, we are left with a profound sense of continuity and loss. This city, lost for thousands of years, yet preserved with extraordinary clarity, offers a powerful reminder that much of humanity's earliest heritage lies hidden beneath the waters we often overlook. Our journey across submerged cities reveals a mosaic of human endurance, cultural evolution, and the inexorable power of nature's rhythms. From Pavlopetri to Heracleion, from Dwarka to Shicheng, these underwater cities form a global network of lost and found histories, each contributing vital pieces to the puzzle of our collective past. And yet, as magical and mysterious as these ancient sites are, their very existence also raises urgent reflections for our present. With modern sea levels rising and climate change threatening coastal settlements worldwide, the submerged cities offer not only a window into history, but also a mirror reflecting our current challenges and potential futures. As we contemplate the ruins beneath the waves, we are reminded that the ocean is not only a repository of secrets, but also a harbinger of change, urging us to study, preserve, and learn from these submerged legacies. The story of Pavlopetri, with its ancient stones still telling tales beneath the Mediterranean surface, encourages us to listen carefully to the messages from our past as we navigate an uncertain future. Building naturally from the deep legacy of submerged cities across the globe, from the grand ruins of Pavlopetri through Heracleion's sunken ports, Dwarka's mingling of myth and history, and the preserved Lion City beneath China's Qiandao Lake, the story takes us further into a grand tapestry of ancient civilizations lost beneath water. These cities were not isolated anomalies. Instead, they are pieces of a global mosaic, revealing a shared human history intimately connected to rising seas, shifting landscapes, and the resilience of the societies that built them. Among these submerged sites, a powerful collective narrative unfolds, one revealing not only the spectacular engineering feats and cultural riches of phosphate-strewn coastal cities, but also the devastating effects of environmental change. These cities all reflect the constant human endeavor to flourish near waterways, leveraging seas for trade, food, and transport, while eventually falling victim to nature's relentless transformation. The archetype of these lost metropolises is Pavlopetri, the oldest known underwater city. Dating back over 5,000 years, Pavlopetri demonstrates the dawn of urban planning alongside the early use of complex water management systems. It is an emblem of human ingenuity and change, now silent and submerged, yet still teaching the world how civilization once evolved along ancient shores. Heracleion, meanwhile, offers a story of opulence, cultural fusion, and tragedy. Once Egypt's maritime jewel before earthquakes and tsunamis sent it beneath the sea. Its wealth of monumental architecture and artifacts declare a city of power and spirituality, whose gradual sinking parallels the natural cycles of rise and fall in all coastal human settlements. In India, Dwarka embodies the crescendo of myth and archaeology. The legendary kingdom of Krishna speaks to the spiritual and historical depth of submerged cities, where ancient texts hint at realities now partially revealed by marine archaeologists. Dwarka reminds us that history and legend are often intertwined, especially when ocean tides erase physical traces but not cultural memory. Across the oceans into China lies Shicheng, the Lion City, a submerged town preserved nearly intact under modern reservoirs. Unlike the accidental loss of many ancient cities, Shicheng's submersion was intentional, but its preservation an unexpected gift. Its survival beneath tranquil waters allows insight into China's imperial past, illustrating how history can survive if we learn where and how to look. Together, these cities shape a new understanding of past human experience. Rather than isolated incidents, their stories reflect a recurring pattern. Humanity's creativity blossoming alongside waterways, the perils of environmental shifts, and the archaeological treasures waiting beneath waves to tell tales of endurance and transition. These cities challenge our chronological assumptions and deepen the mystery surrounding lost civilizations. Our journey through submerged cities culminates in this collective revelation. Beneath the surface lies not just forgotten stone and brick, but a narrative connecting past communities worldwide. From the Aegean to the Arabian Sea, from Mediterranean floods to eastern lakes, these cities teach us about adaptation, loss, and memory intertwined across millennia and continents. This realization is ever more urgent today as rising seas threaten modern coastal societies, echoing ancient floods and submersions. Submerged cities serve as silent warnings, urging humanity to heed lessons from the past while they can still be heard beneath the waves. These cities are more than archaeological sites. They are enduring symbols of human resilience and fragility. Each stone, artifact, and sunken street immersed in water offers clues to lost knowledge, vanished ways of life, and the ongoing dialogue between humanity and nature. As we stand on this threshold of understanding, the quest continues. New technologies, from underwater robotics to satellite imaging and DNA analysis, are accelerating discoveries and challenging long-held beliefs. Yet, the ocean still guards many secrets beneath its vast depths. Our exploration has only just begun. The cities beneath the waves invite us to dive deeper, not only into ancient ruins, but into the profound stories of survival, ingenuity, and transformation that shape our shared human heritage. The ocean's depths are not silent. They speak in currents and echoes, ruins and relics. They tell us that human history is not merely written on parchment or stone, but engraved beneath waters, waiting for those ready to listen. Transitioning from the ancient submerged cities and their stories of resilience and loss, it is vital to examine why such groundbreaking discoveries remain so little known and often overlooked in mainstream discourse. Although the ruins of Pavlopetri, Heracleion, Dwarka, and Shicheng provide us valuable insights into lost civilizations, they also highlight an enduring challenge for underwater archaeology: the struggle for attention, funding, and public understanding in a world focused elsewhere. This section reveals the complex reality behind researching, preserving, and publicizing underwater heritage. Underwater archaeology faces formidable technical, financial, and institutional obstacles that slow progress and limit widespread recognition. The nature of excavating sites beneath waves demands massive resources. Specialized equipment, such as remotely operated vehicles, ROVs, sonar mapping technology, trained divers, and months-long field operations. Costs quickly escalate into millions of dollars for even a modest excavation campaign. Many universities, governments, and cultural institutions must allocate finite budgets, often prioritizing more immediately profitable or politically supported projects on dry land. Adding to this economic burden is the inherent conservatism within academic and cultural institutions, which sometimes resists radically revising established chronologies or narratives. Scholars who propose controversial findings, challenging conventional wisdom, may face skepticism, professional scrutiny, or difficulties securing funding. This institutional inertia can delay the acceptance of new discoveries, even those supported by solid scientific evidence, hindering the spread of knowledge. Public interest and media attention play a crucial but paradoxical role. While spectacular new finds occasionally make headlines, the broader story of underwater archaeology tends to fall short of captivating mass audiences. complex scientific debates and multi-year research struggles rarely translate into viral news. Sensationalism is more common when discoveries are linked to popular myths such as Atlantis, yet serious archaeological content seldom receives the coverage it deserves. Regulatory restrictions also impact underwater research. Governments, mindful of protecting heritage sites and preventing looting, impose stringent permits and controls. Although necessary for conservation, these hurdles add layers of complexity and lengthen project timelines. Unauthorized treasure hunting remains a persistent problem, with some sites suffering damage from illegal artifact removal and sediment disturbance. The 2009 University of Nottingham Pavlopetri project exemplifies these dynamics vividly. Despite groundbreaking technology and promising discoveries, initial international excitement dissipated within weeks, overshadowed by other news stories. Frank Gaudio's ongoing Heracleion excavations similarly receive bursts of media attention, only to slip back into obscurity. This cyclical pattern frustrates researchers and fans alike, but underscores the challenge of maintaining sustained public interest. Yet, in spite of these setbacks, major shifts are underway. Underwater archaeology is gradually earning broader academic legitimacy thanks to peer-reviewed publications, international conferences, and collaborations across nations. Professional divers, oceanographers, and data scientists increasingly adopt sophisticated methodologies like 3D photogrammetry, satellite remote sensing, and artificial intelligence to map and analyze underwater sites with unprecedented precision. Examples of resistance turning into acceptance exist in scientific history. Theories once ridiculed, such as meteorite impacts causing dinosaur extinction or plate tectonics, ultimately became foundational truths after rigorous research and overwhelming evidence. Similarly, controversial ideas in underwater archaeology are slowly gaining ground as more discoveries refute old assumptions. The question is not whether underwater cities like Pavlopetri, Heracleion, and Dwarka are real, but how long it will take for their stories to move beyond niche academic circles and into public consciousness. As the technology advances and more tourist-friendly underwater archaeological parks emerge, the public's ability to experience these lost worlds firsthand will grow, further bridging the gap between research and popular awareness. Ultimately, the biggest obstacle is not suppression, but indifference. A society preoccupied with fleeting distractions, while some of humanity's oldest secrets lie submerged just beneath the surface. With the ocean covering over 70% of our planet, the submerged cities represent only a fraction of undiscovered history waiting to be revealed. Understanding this reality encourages a new appreciation for the dedication of underwater archaeologists who brave danger, cost, and obscurity to bring ancient worlds back to light. It also highlights the importance of sustained funding, international cooperation, and public engagement to safeguard these fragile heritage sites for future generations. The paradox of underwater archaeology is that these lost cities, preserved for millennia beneath waves, have simultaneously been hidden in plain sight. Their stones and ruins lie covered by mere meters of water, often near popular coastlines, waiting for someone to look deeper, care enough, and invest resources. The question remains, will we heed their silent call before they are lost again to nature's forces or human neglect? This chapter ends with a crucial realization. History is not a fixed narrative, but a living dialogue between past and present. The cities beneath the waves are chapters written in water, sediment, and stone, waiting to be read. Their stories challenge us to look beyond the visible, to question accepted truths, and to pursue knowledge with patience and rigor. As we prepare to delve into the scientific consensus that grounds these discoveries and the future undertakings aiming to expand our understanding, it is worth pausing to reflect on what it truly takes to resurrect lost worlds. The submerged cities are not just archaeological sites, they are monuments to human curiosity, resilience, and the enduring desire to connect with our origins. Continuing naturally from the challenges and realities faced by underwater archaeology worldwide, we now turn our attention to the bright horizon opened by advancements in technology and scientific collaboration. These innovations promise not only to revolutionize how submerged sites are discovered and studied, but also to redefine our capacity to preserve, interpret, and share the stories held beneath the waves. In recent years, remarkable progress in 3D laser scanning and digital reconstruction has transformed the field of underwater archaeology. Unlike traditional excavation, which risks damaging fragile artifacts when raised from their watery resting place, laser and photographic scanning allow researchers to create detailed, virtual models of entire underwater sites without disturbing them physically. This technique produces high-resolution, multi-angle images that reconstruct the spatial reality of cities, ruins, and shipwrecks with stunning accuracy. One exemplary application of this technology can be seen in recent projects across the Mediterranean, especially involving the Antikythera shipwreck off the coast of Greece. Researchers have meticulously cataloged thousands of artifacts through digital means, piecing together a complex jigsaw puzzle of the past that would otherwise have been incomplete or lost. The power of 3D modeling lies in its permanence, able to preserve the shapes, textures, and contexts of artifacts inaccessible or too delicate for physical transport. Alongside digital reconstruction, innovative preservation methods play a critical role. For organic materials submerged underwater for centuries, such as wood or textiles, polyethylene glycol (PEG) treatments provide a breakthrough in conserving their original shape and structure. These polymer solutions replace the water within cellular structures, preventing shrinkage, cracking, or disintegration once removed from their aquatic environment. The restoration of Sweden's Vasa ship stands as a testament to the efficacy of these methods, where decades of sustained PEG application allowed a 17th-century galleon to survive for modern generations to study and admire. Freeze-drying, another cutting-edge conservation process, is particularly effective in stabilizing waterlogged materials like leather, parchment, or cloth. By sublimating ice directly into vapor under vacuum conditions, the method prevents the collapse of delicate fibers, preserving intricate details that harbor invaluable historical information. Museums and research centers worldwide employ freeze-drying to safeguard submerged cultural heritage threatened by microbial decay and chemical deterioration. Perhaps the most transformative changes come from the synergy between robotics and artificial intelligence, AI. Remote-operated vehicles, ROVs, equipped with spectral imaging cameras, sonar mapping, and precision navigation systems, have extended archaeological reach to depths once deemed inaccessible or too dangerous for human divers. These robots tirelessly explore seafloors, scanning expansive zones and capturing real-time data that feed AI algorithms designed to identify patterns, classify materials, and uncover buried architectural features. AI analysis dramatically accelerates the processing of massive datasets, pinpointing sites of interest and predicting subsurface anomalies that suggest ancient structures or human activity. This approach not only saves costly in-water exploration time, but also minimizes environmental disturbance, preserving delicate underwater ecosystems adjacent to these irreplaceable cultural sites. The integration of virtual reality, VR, and augmented reality, AR technologies complements these advances by creating immersive experiences that reanimate submerged cities and shipwrecks for scholars, students, and the public alike. Virtual walks through ancient streets under the sea or interactive displays of marine artifacts bring dry academic reports to life, democratizing access to our shared heritage. VR and AR serve as bridges across time and space, allowing us to witness lost civilizations in environments once unreachable without peril. Nanotechnology and biotechnology continue to emerge as promising fields in underwater heritage preservation. Innovative research explores the use of beneficial microbes to gently repair deteriorated limestone and wood, restoring the integrity of submerged ruins without altering their original compositions. Nanosilica particles reinforce ceramic and stone objects against the deleterious effects of prolonged water immersion, while biomimetic materials aim to replicate natural protective layers, enhancing artifact longevity. Together, these emerging technologies mark the dawn of a new age in underwater archaeology, one where challenges of access, preservation, and research are increasingly surmountable. They underscore a fundamental shift from merely rescuing artifacts to sustaining and interpreting them within their authentic contexts, ever mindful of environmental impact and cultural respect. In recognition of these technological strides, international cooperation has flourished. Large-scale archaeological projects now involve multi-sector partnerships, combining the expertise of marine biologists, geologists, data scientists, historians, and engineers. Funding from governments, private foundations, and heritage organizations grows, enabling sustained fieldwork in challenging underwater sites. Conferences and peer-reviewed journals dedicated to maritime archaeology document remarkable findings and fresh methodologies, reflecting the field's maturity and dynamic growth. The increasing incorporation of interdisciplinary perspectives enriches interpretations, bridging gaps between scientific disciplines and historical narratives. Moreover, the public outreach movement in underwater archaeology has expanded profoundly. Museums incorporate digital exhibits and hands-on educational programs that engage audiences with the stories beneath the waves. Documentaries, virtual tours, and interactive platforms connect diverse communities with submerged cultural heritage, fostering global appreciation and stewardship responsibility. Indeed, the quest to understand and preserve underwater cities is no mere academic endeavor. It is an urgent cultural imperative. As climate change accelerates sea level rise and unleashes new threats to coastal and submerged sites alike, the lessons learned from pioneering technologies and collaborative efforts offer hope for safeguarding humanity as aquatic heritage against looming loss. The march forward is not without hurdles. Ethical considerations regarding artifact removal, dilemmas over site accessibility, and the balancing act between tourism and conservation keep the discourse lively and necessary. Yet, through patient research, innovation, and inclusive engagement, underwater archaeology continues to unfold its secrets and illuminate the depths of human history. Reflecting on the continuum from ancient civilizations drowned by natural forces to modern cities purposefully submerged, it becomes clear that the water covering these ruins is both an obstacle and a guardian. The ocean preserves in cold darkness what fire, war, and time on land have often destroyed. But this preservation demands vigilance, investment, and respect. Thus, our understanding of lost underwater cities is increasingly shaped by the marriage of tradition and technology, memory and modernity, science and narrative. As we move into this brave new world of discovery and preservation, we acknowledge the tremendous strides made and the vast potential yet to be realized. The cities beneath the waves are finally stepping into the human story, a light not just as relics of the past, but as living reminders of human resilience, adaptation, and the complex interplay between culture and environment. Emerging seamlessly from the technological marvels and expanded global collaboration of modern underwater archaeology, we focus now on what lies ahead, the bold future of the discipline and the promise it holds. As we have explored lost cities submerged by nature and time, this final chapter celebrates the innovations, ambitions, and lessons driving us toward uncovering even more secrets concealed beneath the world's waters, while preparing us to safeguard this irreplaceable heritage for generations to come. The year 2026 marks a watershed moment for underwater archaeological endeavors, with a proposed international expedition poised to deploy cutting-edge technologies in the Mediterranean, one of the most densely packed regions of submerged historical sites. Funded by a coalition of European Union agencies, UNESCO, and private donors to the tune of €50 million, This ambitious project aims to explore and preserve 5 priority locations, many of which remain largely untouched. The initiative represents a global commitment to transforming our fragmented knowledge of the ancient maritime world into a cohesive narrative enriched by direct discovery and access. Central to this new era is the deployment of autonomous underwater vehicles, AUVs, capable of conducting 24/7 surveys without risking diver fatigue or compromising safety. These robotic explorers are equipped with high-resolution sonar and multispectral imaging systems that can peer through sediment and capture minute details, often revealing hidden chambers, streets, and artifacts buried beneath layers of time. Coupled with powerful AI pattern recognition, these machines accelerate the identification of previously unknown sites that might otherwise elude human scouts. But discovery is only the beginning. Equally crucial is the preservation and interpretation of sites under threat from natural decay and human interference. Innovations in environmental DNA, eDNA sampling, are revolutionizing our ability to detect traces of ancient organisms and human activity without physical excavation, minimizing damage while maximizing knowledge. By extracting fragments of genetic material suspended in sediments, archaeologists can reconstruct ancient diets, habitats, and even track migration patterns with unprecedented specificity. Complementing these efforts are groundbreaking advances in virtual and augmented reality technologies. These tools allow immersive visits to underwater sites virtually reconstructed from collected data, enabling scholars, students, and the public around the globe to experience submerged cities and artifacts firsthand. Virtual reality tours demystify the depths, while augmented reality overlays provide contextual information for real-world diving or museum visits. The intersection of technology and public engagement promises a democratization of underwater cultural heritage that expands access beyond specialized researchers to a worldwide audience. Collaboration between disciplines and nations lies at the heart of these advancements. The complex technical demands of underwater archaeology require expertise from oceanography, marine biology, geology, computer science, and materials engineering. Such interwoven cooperation is exemplified by multi-institution projects linking universities, governmental bodies, and heritage organizations worldwide. These partnerships strengthen preservation efforts, foster innovation, and cultivate robust frameworks for ethical research, funding, and site management. Notably, many of these endeavors reflect an urgent awareness of climate change's impact. Rising sea levels, ocean acidification, and increased storm intensity threaten both submerged sites and existing coastal heritage, making rapid documentation and protection imperative. Lessons from ancient submerged cities, themselves victims of prehistoric sea level changes, inform current strategies to build resilience against modern environmental challenges. The integration of citizen science into archaeological preservation further amplifies impact. Educational programs, digital platforms, and volunteer initiatives encourage communities to participate actively in protecting and promoting underwater heritage. This grassroots involvement leverages local knowledge and fosters stewardship, turning passive observers into active guardians of cultural legacy. Yet, this promising future is tinged with ongoing challenges. Ethical questions arise regarding the excavation, display, and commercialization of underwater finds. Balancing tourism as economic benefits with the need for conservation requires meticulous policy crafted through inclusive dialogue. Additionally, the sheer volume of potential underwater sites, estimated to be in the millions globally, places tremendous pressure on existing resources, demanding prioritization and strategic planning. Looking forward, the path mapped out by underwater archaeology reflects humanity, as enduring quest to connect with its past, understand the forces shaping civilization, and preserve this knowledge against the relentless tides of time. It calls not only for technological prowess, but also for cultural sensitivity, interdisciplinary scholarship, and global cooperation. As the water conceals and reveals, so too does our understanding rise and deepen with each discovery. We stand at a nexus where innovation meets tradition, where the mysteries locked beneath waves beckon with renewed urgency and possibility. In the final reckoning, these cities beneath the ocean floor invite us not just to admire their silent stones, but to listen to stories whispered through the currents, stories that challenge our perceptions of history, identity, and continuity. As we conclude this voyage through the ancient submerged worlds, it is clear that the ocean's embrace holds not only loss, but profound lessons. The question now is not what lies beneath the waves, but how we embrace that knowledge to shape a future conscious of history as fragility and humanity's resilience. 12,000 years ago, the glaciers melted, the seas rose, and civilizations were swallowed whole. Yet the waters preserved their stories, awaiting those brave enough to seek, patient enough to learn, and wise enough to protect. Our journey beneath the waves has just begun. The dive into history continues. The past is waiting. Are we ready to listen?